Alright, so I'm building a few of the Shendrone's nutmegs recently. I also did the Shendrone's squirt, so this is the nutmeg. I'll be able to show you the squirt next to it so you'll have a good idea of the size. But this one, the nutmeg, is made for 2-inch props. I don't know the whole thing with the ducts, but I'm pretty sure I heard recently that what you want to do is have the props be as close as possible to the duct for it to be the most efficient, you know. So I think the best way is to do it how like Andy Shin does with I think he uses like a drill and some kind of prop cutter tool that attaches to it. That's probably the best way. I tried using scissors. I cut down some Rotor X props and it just didn't work well. I tried to get it as close as possible. I did the same thing on the squirt, but it actually worked a little better on the squirt. I was able to cut it to where it was brushing against the duct, but I just armed it and let it just kind of carve into the duct a little bit. And it was like as close as possible, you know, to the duct that I could get it. But anyway, yeah, this is the Shendrone's nutmeg. It's supposed to be a little 2-inch ducted quad that you can fly around people and not hurt them, and carry a GoPro. Not any quads this size that can carry a GoPro. Well, I mean, maybe you could carry a GoPro, but none that are specifically made just for carrying a GoPro, like this one is. So the ducts are just like one big piece. It's just one complete piece with the GoPro mount and everything. There's 10 screws on the bottom. 4 in the front, 4 in the back, and then 1 in the middle on each side. So you got to take out 10 screws to be able to plug in the USB. I realized that after I finished building it and went to bind it, bound right up to the crossfire. I didn't even have to push the bind button. And then it wouldn't arm because it wasn't set up the way that I arm. So yeah, I had to take out 10 screws just to plug in the USB. You can see the USB right here. It's like, it's just right there, and you got to take off all these screws to get to it. There it is right there. I was thinking maybe just cut a slot out of the TPU right here and use one of those angled USB plugs, but I don't know. It's not too bad, you know, undoing 10 screws. It's not a huge deal, you know, and it's not like you're going to be doing it all the time. I mean, when you first finish the quad, you're going to get it all ready to go before you even put the ducts on anyway. And if you're building it for somebody, you know, they're going to have to do it once at least. And then from then on, they could do everything, you know, through the goggles or whatever. So, Matin, this is your nutmeg. We'll go through the parts real quick. So, you got the nutmeg frame. You got the Emax 1408 3600 kV motors. You got the Acon 35 amp 4-in-1, the Helination Talon F7, Unify Pro 32, and I put it in the back here. Thought that was a good spot for it, just like the Crossfire. Thought that was a good spot for that, so you can access the bind button if you need to. It's zip tied down there and foam taped and everything, so it's in a good place, especially when the battery's on. You know, it's protecting it and everything. So this is a 4S battery. It's almost dead, but I'm going to show you at least that the quad flies before I ship it to you. So let's get this on here. Oh, and then also Andy Shin says something about using like 5-inch props. This is a T-mount motor, so obviously there's no 5-inch props that are a T-mount. There's not even any 4-inch, I don't think. 3-inch is the biggest. So he said that because, you know, on a big prop, it gets beefier as it gets towards the middle. So you trim it down and you got the beefiest part. But these HQ props, they're 2-inch and they're already like that. They're like paddles. I mean, it gets bigger as it goes out. So I thought these would work good. And then you got the Foxeer Predator, or no, is it Predator? Yeah, Predator V3, sorry. Okay, turn on my radio. I already got it bound up to my radio. Like I said, all I had to do was go into my Lewis grip, click bind, and it was bound up in under 2 seconds. Didn't even have to push the bind button. But if your firmware is not the same as mine on my TX, you might have to update the receiver. So if you do, if it doesn't want to bind, then plug in the battery and just push the bind button once, and you'll see a green LED flash, and then go in your radio and bind it. Alright, so let's plug it in. Show you the video real quick. So there's the video. Looks nice. I like the Predator V3. It's got a nice picture. Alright, here we go. It's a little bit loud, but my transmitter battery is low. Yeah, it's a little loud, but it flies pretty nice. That was actually in angle mode. But yeah, there you go. The camera mounts up front using the bracket that comes with the camera, and you just mount it to the frame. God damn it. Pretty beautiful carbon, really nice carbon. Of course, that's what you would expect from Shin drones because they make nothing but the best. I do only have 4 screws in right now, so I'm going to put the rest of the screws in. It'll tighten down the ducts a little more. It might make it a little bit quieter. Pretty nice little quad for what it's meant to do. I like it. So let me show you the squirt real quick, but I'm going to do a separate video for that one. There's the squirt. Look at that size difference. Wow. It makes this one look so huge, but when I first built this one, it didn't look that big. It was like, I was like, oh, it's a little big for a 3-inch, but you know, it's because of the ducts that make it look so big, but it looks huge now next to the nutmeg. This thing turned out really nice too. This one flies really nice. But that'll be for another video. Alright, well thanks Matin. I already sent you over tracking, so yeah, you're good to go. Let me know if you have any questions. Alright.